In the Quartermain's living room, Carly tells Michael that this seems like turnabout, as it was only a year ago he accused her of keeping the truth about Willow from everyone, and he was right to blast her for it. Michael says he should have seen this blowing up, but Carly says when protecting those they love they all get tunnel vision. Michael knows he chose Dad's happiness over hers, and he's a huge hypocrite. Michael thought that controlling Nina was his best option, and Carly calls him his mother's son. However, she admits it does hurt he didn't tell her about Nina. Michael says Dad was happy, so was Willow, and she and Drew were moving on. Carly reminds him of what they learned last year, that keeping secrets has unintended consequences. Michael knows nothing stays buried. Michael can't believe he hurt the two most important women in his life. She says she'll survive. Michael knows she's always loved him unconditionally, no matter how badly he screws up. Michael says he hasn't seen Drew that angry in a long time and is sorry he put her in this position. Carly says he's struggling a lot, especially since the attack in Pentonville. Michael knows with time he'll move past it. Carly tells Michael that she'll talk to Drew for him. He doesn't know how to thank her for her love and forgiveness. She says she'll always love and forgive him, but he needs to make things right with Willow. She tells him not to let Nina damage their family more than she has. The nanny interrupts and says Wiley is asking for him. Michael heads upstairs to tuck Wiley in. Alone, Carly makes a call and leaves Drew a message that she loves him. Michael returns and says Wiley was playing with the truck Nina gave him and took so much control not to throw it out the window. Carly says Nina being out of their family and their lives means they don't have to pretend to put up with her. As much as she wants payback, Carly says she is ready to move on. Her mom's death taught her that closure means letting go. She suggests he do the same. Carly leaves, and later Willows shows up from work. Michael offers to give her space, but she asks how he's doing. He says Drew gave him a verbal beating, which he deserved, and Carly forgave him. She says it wasn't her who told Carly and Drew. Michael knows it was Nina, and that's why he wanted to protect her from Nina. Willow says that is the problem. She deserved to know the truth about her mother. She says Nina is awful, but that doesn't absolve him. Michael says he only wants forgiveness. Willow says that can't happen overnight, and she's too tired to get into this. Suddenly, Wiley appears and asks if it is time to go home. Willow says it's past his bedtime, but Wiley says his dad never came back to read him a story. Wiley wants to go to their home, and he asks when they will all be together again. T.A. meets his mom at the PC grill. He lets her know they possibly conceived her grandchild today. She says she'll pray it was successful. TJ can't believe it's finally going to happen, and he never thought Christina would be their donor and surrogate. He notices Jordan is quiet and not weighing in. He asks what she thinks about Christina being their surrogate. Jordan thought they were going to wait a bit before trying again. TJ says that was the plan, but when Christina offered, they realized it wasn't fair to make her put her life on hold for them. Jordan assures TJ that how this child comes into this world will not change how much she loves them, and she appreciates that he values her opinion. However, it seems he's just doing just fine trusting in himself. Jordan keeps getting texts, and he asks who is blowing up her phone. She explains she and Curtis are looking into his shooting, and these alerts are the first lead she's gotten. He hopes she's being safe, and she promises she is. She gets more texts, so he tells her to go take care of her investigation, safely. Jordan heads out and talks to someone on the phone who has a lead on the gun used to shoot Curtis. She makes plans to meet with them when two men in black uniforms show up and surround her. Jordan asks what the men want and who are they. They say she needs to come with them and drag her off. Blaze stops by Christina's place. Christina is shocked to see her as she thought she was out of town on tour. Blaze explains a blizzard knocked out power at the venue, so she asks if Christina can come out and play. Christina says she was planning on an easy night in, so Blaze asks if she wants company. Christina invites her in and says she can make some pasta. Blaze says she doesn't need to play hostess. Blaze was so excited about seeing her that she forgot to call first. However, it hasn't been easy getting her on the phone, and it feels like she's pulling away. Christina claims she's just been busy with the center and her sister. Blaze says it's obvious she did something to hurt her, and how she pulled away from holding hands when Brooke, Lynn, and Chase showed up. Blaze didn't realize she did that. Christina knows there are things she hasn't shared with her family, but that hurt. Blaze says she's sorry. Christina thanks her and asks if part of this is about not being out. Blaze says she's not used to public displays of affection, and she wants to keep her private life for her given her career is in the spotlight. Christina understands, but when she likes someone she likes to show it. Blaze says old habits die hard and asks her if she can be a little patient. Christina doesn't know. She says it took her a long time to live her authentic truth, and she can't turn that back. Blaze asks if they can just try and get back to where they were. Christina says that might be tough, as she underwent the implantation today. Blaze realizes this is why she's laying low tonight. Blaze says they can still find ways to hang out, even if she's pregnant. Christina says now that it's happening, it's hard to juggle this and be together. Christina says it's been great getting to know her. Blaze tells her to hold on, she likes her a lot. Christina likes her too, but it may not be enough. Blaze says it feels like Christina's made up her mind. Christina isn't sure of much these days, and she thinks they should call it. Blaze wishes she held her hand at Rice Plaza and never let go. Blaze heads out. Christina sits on the sofa and talks to the kid inside her if they even exist. She says she is a mess, but they may be the only person who heard what happened, and she wonders if she did the right thing. There is a knock at the door, and it's Blaze. Christina asks if she forgot something. Blaze says maybe Christina has a lot going on, and maybe this won't work, but they won't know if they don't try. She asks Christina to take a chance on her. Christina asks what's in the bag she's carrying. Blaze says ingredients for IVF-compatible dinner that she'll make for her while she relaxes. Christina invites her in. Drew sits by Anna at the bar at Charlie's and orders a double. She asks if it was a tough day, and he says it's been a tough decade. Anna relates to that. He says he has heard about what's happened to her lately. Anna cries shooting Charlotte was the worst moment of her life. She says she has no words, she just cycles through emotions, and the people you think you knew the best are unrecognizable. She says it hurts and makes you feel naive and stupid, but also sad. Anna says most of what she feels right now is anger. Drew gets all of that. Anna says anger is just a byproduct of fear according to the book she's reading. She admits she hasn't got far into it and is just biding time till a friend arrives. Drew feels like talking to her has made him realize he needs to get the toxicity out of his life. She tells him to let her know how that goes. Anna has no idea what her life will look like after the WSB. He says there is no clock ticking and she doesn't need to put pressure on herself to figure it out. Drew sees Carly calling and ignores the call. Anna tells Drew that while they both have a lot going on, he has one thing she doesn't, someone who cares about him to go through it with him. Later, Carly shows up, and Anna tells Carly that her mother's service was lovely. Anna leaves them, and Carly thanks Drew for calling her back. She knows he's mad at Michael, but he says they'll work things out. Most of his anger is towards Nina and what she did to them. Carly says it's like she told Michael, they don't have to play nice with Nina, they can put her in the rear view. Drew says, not me. He vents that Nina needs to pay now, and he knows how to make her pay. Meanwhile, Anna calls Jordan worried that she's not here. Esm shows up at General Hospital and wakes a sleeping Cyrus up. She needs his help and says her baby has been kidnapped by his father. She explains while she was in court, Spencer conspired with Nicholas to steal her baby. He says this doesn't sound like Spencer and asks what the police say. She hasn't gone to them because Spencer is threatening to have the old charges reinstated against her. She rambles on that the PCPD won't do anything to help her, and it was the mayor's son who took her child. So she's appealing to his better side for help. Cyrus wonders why she thinks she can trust him. Esm doesn't trust him, she doesn't trust anyone and says who knows, Laura may know about Nicholas' plan. She reminds him that when she met him in Pentonville, he claimed to care about family. She says Ace is his family, so will he let this stand? He says his means are reduced, but he knows people who can make inquiries, and if there is a trail, they'll pick it up. She thanks him and asks what they do next. He says he makes a phone call. She yells, that's it? Cyrus offers to pray with her. Esm isn't going to waste time praying when she could be out doing. She storms out, and Cyrus makes a call. Esm turns to Ava for help. Sam talks to Carly about the change in Drew since he's been back. Nana tells Drew, do you think I would honestly just roll over and accept this? Willem tells Adam that he's lucky to be alive. Dex asks Joss what he has to apologize for. An upset Laura lashes out at Spencer saying, how could you do such a thing? Cyrus tells someone they are right on time.